You're watching Fox 13, Tampa Bay's #1 source for news.
Well, we know how this feels, especially with school starting back and you've got expenses going out. Whether it's your email inbox or your physical mailbox, it seems like the bills just keep piling up. So how do you protect yourself if you find out that you're coming up short and you can't get all of those bills paid? That's what we're going to focus on now. Give you some helpful advice. Jim Giardina is back with us again, as he is every Monday. He's with the Consumer Rights Law Group. So, Jim, let's start with that. When people get in trouble, is bankruptcy the only option?
No. The short answer is no. A lot of people, people want to run to bankruptcy, and bankruptcy is sort of an industry, but my clients, I tell them, don't declare bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not what you want. 99% of the people I see, my goal is to talk them out of declaring bankruptcy.
Okay, so what do you do then?
Well, the first thing you want to do is, and this is for people who can't, this isn't for people who don't want to pay their debts, this is for people who can't pay their debts, and there are a lot of people. Credit cards, all-time high right now. Anyway, Chris, the first thing that I would do is, talk to the bill collector and ask them to reduce the rate, reduce the balance, reduce the interest rate. There's a whole bunch of other things you can ask them for. Give me more time to pay. And if that doesn't work, ultimately, you tell them, stop calling me, stop bothering me.
You can tell them to stop bothering you?
Yeah. Now,
but they're still going to want their money.
Sure, of course they're going to want their money, but, there's a phrase, I use this phrase a lot in my office, you can't get blood from a turnip. And it's true, right? You can't do it and so sometimes, even if you owe someone $1 million and they take you to court and they win and the judge throws the book at you and says, what can they do? There's only so much they can do.
It ruins your credit, right? Now, that's what we're taught.
Well, yeah, but if you can't pay your dets, there goes your credit anyway, right?
True, yeah.
So there's a law, I've been doing this law for 15 years, it's called the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And basically what it is, it's a list of things that bill collectors can't do. They can't, the easy things are they can't call you after 9 o'clock, they can't tell your family about your debt. But more importantly, once you tell them not to call you anymore, they can't call you anymore. Once you tell them, I have a lawyer, my lawyer is handling this, they're not allowed to call you anymore. And there's 1,000 things that they're not allowed to do. If they do any of those things, here's what the law says. They've got to pay the consumer $1,000. Oh. Plus, yes, yeah. Plus, they have to pay the consumer's attorney. So, we take these cases on contingency at my office. Every FDCPA attorney does. What happens is when you can't pay your debts, you talk to an attorney and you tell the attorney will write you a letter for free, pro bono. And you know what? If they don't call you back, then if the bill collector leaves you alone, guess what? I'm a hero and I'm happy to be the hero. But if they do call you back, now we start getting into the damages.
And that's how you get paid. Because I was going to say, if you don't have money to pay your bills, you think, well, I can't hire an attorney either. But that's where you would go with this. You would have the consumer, or you would have the debt collector pay the consumer, and
that's right. That's what we do. What we do is, and the law is very clear on this subject. I keep track of my hours. The first hour we meet, I'm not charging. You're not paying anything out of pocket. The second hour, you're never paying anything out of pocket if we have to meet 100 times. But I am keeping track of my bills. At the end of the case, I say, Judge, this bill collector called my client after he knew he had a lawyer. Judge, that's against the law. Please award my client $1,000. And one more thing, Judge, here's my hours. Order the bill collector to pay me too.
Wow, so that works.
Then we're both happy.
Okay. See, there are all sorts of options out there. Bankruptcy doesn't have to be your first resort or your last resort. If you guys are in a situation like that, just know that there are a lot of places out there like the Consumer Rights Law Group that can help you with that. Reach out and ask questions to someone like Jim, and you'll find out that there are alternatives out there. Thanks, Jim. Once again, good stuff.
My pleasure. Thank you.